And two ways of doing this. I know USA Volleyball has fingers over fingers when your thumbs are down. For me, I don't know, it's just not something that either this or wrap your hand around it, either way is fine, as long as you have your thumbs put together and rolled down. What that does is it creates a really flat platform. You're going to have the weight on the balls of your feet, ready to go. Your arms are in a tray position, and we'll have this, basically if you have if you have a cafeteria tray and I were to put it on her arms, that's how she would have her arms ready to go. Now here's something that I read in a book a long, long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. When you pass the ball, emphasize a scared cat. Everyone knows what a scared cat position is. What you're doing when you have a scared cat, you're extending your platform. A lot of the younger players, they stand straight up. And Mick said earlier, it's a 60-degree angle. I've never heard 60-degree angle. All I know is that this is bad, and this is bad, and this is good. So 60 degrees is apparently what it is, so we'll go with that. Now lifting to pass the ball. When the ball is coming to you, you want to find your mid-court or center line down the center of your body. And you want to move your feet to the ball. Now, when you're lifting to pass the ball, the hardest skill for a younger player to learn is transferring the weight. They want to stand there and just chunk the ball like this, right? So when you're transferring your weight, you're lifting. It's like you're coming out of your chair, okay? So you're going to be lifting with your arms, not swinging your arms. The biggest thing after that is have your platform towards target and freeze and hold. Really fight to freeze and hold that position. No matter where your body is, I mean, this is not good technique, but you can actually have a pretty good pass if you freeze and hold it and make sure you're having an accurate platform towards target. Okay, so setting. I was a setter in college. I played at Middle Tennessee. Feels like 100 years ago, but ball-shaped hands. So you want to have, when you're setting, you want to have ball-shaped hands. Before I start, I don't know where kids learn this. I think it starts in like 3rd grade, along with like, in rotations when they grab each other's hands and they pull, they go to the, what I'm talking about. But for whatever reason, they'll stand at the net with their hand up. You don't want to do that. I'll get to that in a second. But the reason why you don't want to be, people think it's a target. But you want to have your hands together and have a quick draw at the same time. Otherwise, you're not bringing your hands up at the same time, and you're more likely to double. Okay, so ball-shaped hands. You have a triangle or window at your forehead. You're going to have your eyes even with your elbows. And that this is actually something that my assistant coach brought to the table for Boyd, because she said, how far away do you want the girls contacting the ball? And actually I thought, what a great question. I've never thought about that. And she said, here's what we've done. She's a setter as well. If you can see your hands up, and what you want to do is if you can have your eyes even with your elbows, what you're doing, that creates the perfect amount between your forehead and your hands. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you can look to your right and left and see your elbows, you're in good shape. Because a lot of younger kids do this, and a lot of kids do this. But if you have your elbows even with your eyes, you're in good shape. So when you have your, okay, so also when you're setting the ball, a lot of people want to use, well, craziness, but you're using your finger pads. That seems obvious, but that's a key for younger kids. Thumbs back. Anybody coach a kid that wants to do this when they set? Drives them crazy. For whatever reason, they think that works. But you want to have your thumbs back, ball shaped, using the fingers of your pad, fingers on your pads of your fingers. The quick draw. You're going to have your hands here and then directly go to your forehead. Right foot forward should always be, unless you're doing, a 3-meter set where it's coming off the net, you're always going to go left, right set, no matter where you are. We can work on setting technique and traveling and, moving to the ball, but for the most part, I'm just wanting you guys to walk away with what they should look like when they're actually contacting the ball. So it should be a left, right, set. Your right foot should always be forward after you set. And you're always going to square your shoulders towards target. What a lot of kids do is that the ball's coming this way, and they want to set this way, and they set like this. Well, you want to get all the way around the ball, And then set with your shoulders square to target, which is what we call a 4. You want to finish with a ball shape or high five. You know, I've heard coaches say Superman. What that does is puts a spin on the ball. It's pretty, I mean, it's minute and kind of depends on how your kid is. But a lot of times, here's what you don't want to have. This, or this, or this. You want to high five and finish here, or ball shaped. Okay. All right, so hitting. When you're teaching hitting, guys, you're going to teach from the feet up. You're going to start with the feet, and you're always going to teach from the feet up because you always want, first, the most important thing is when you're teaching a young kid how to hit, is teach them the proper way of hitting, because the hardest thing for varsity coaches to do and college coaches to do is fix a goofy left-footed, where they go left, right, left is correct, and if you're right-handed, you go right, left, right. You're hitting like this. I think second grade softball, this doesn't look good, you know what I'm talking about? So we want to have our left foot forward. It creates that balance that we're looking for. Okay, so left, right, left, and the tempo, it's all tempo.